Hi everyone, welcome to your computing lesson. Some of you might find this really easy, but there are a few things that you might not know the names of or what they do. So we are going to be looking at parts of computing equipment today and what they do and what they are called. And there's a worksheet that goes along with this that I'd like you to complete. If you watch this video and you think that looks super easy, I know the name of all of them, please challenge yourself and go for the 2 or 3 star option rather than the 1 star option. Right, so computer parts and devices. Keyboard. So this is a keyboard. You will have that either as part of your laptop or as a separate thing that you plug into a computer. So it's used for entering information into the computer. A keyboard contains many letters, numbers and symbols. Mouse mat. The pad that the mouse sits on. So many of you probably don't have a freestanding computer. You might have a laptop instead or a tablet. So you might not have seen a mouse mat before, but it is something that enables your mouse, which moves the cursor across the screen of a computer, to move quite easily instead of getting jammed on your table or your desk where you have your computer. So the pad that the mouse sits on, it is used to make the motion of the mouse smoother and keep it from getting dirty. The mouse. The mouse is used for navigating clicking on the computer screen. Single and double clicks are used for different functions. So as I said, some of you might not have a mouse, you might just double click or single click on your laptop or on your tablet. A monitor. So this part looks like a TV screen and shows you what you are doing on your computer. A printer. So printer has probably been quite useful for those of you that have it during this whole home learning period. A printer looks like this. They are machines that copy the information from your computer onto paper. A scanner. A scanner is a machine that copies things on paper or in books and then turns them into information that is understood by the computer. So I use a scanner quite often if I'm planning a lesson, so I can scan a page of a book that we might be reading and then put it on my computer so I can show you all the book on a big screen. So you might open your book, put it inside the scanner, press scan, and then it will send that picture from the book into your computer. Speakers. So speakers connect to a computer to make it possible for us to hear the sounds it makes. If you have a laptop or a tablet, it will have speakers that are built in. You might even know where the speakers are if you listen carefully when you play something on your laptop or your tablet. You might be able to hear exactly where it is coming from. A compact disc or a CD. A compact disc can hold lots of information. It can hold programs, music and work that you have done. So this is probably a bit old-fashioned. You might not use CDs anymore. Your parents might listen to music on CDs maybe. Maybe when you're driving in the car they might have an older car which has a CD player. Or you might play games that had a CD. So when I used to play computer games when I was little, they were all played through CDs that you put into your computer. So now I'm sure a lot of you play games that are either on your PlayStation or might just be downloaded. CD-ROM Drive. This is the part of the computer that reads the information stored on the CDs we insert into it. So as I said, CD can hold music, games or programs, and we put the CD into the CD-ROM drive so the computer can read it. So this bit sticks out of your computer when you press that button there, and it will then take the CD into it and read it. Network points. This is where we plug our computers into our network. This makes sure that they're all connected. So you might not have noticed if you've got a computer in your house that these network points are probably quite well hidden behind the desk or table where it might be kept. Or as I said, if you have a laptop or a tablet, they're probably wireless, so you would not have a network point. It would work through the Wi-Fi to connect to the network. Interactive whiteboards. So unfortunately we don't have one of these in year 4, but lower down in the school they do have interactive whiteboards. So you might call an interactive whiteboard an IWB because that is the initials of it. It is a projector that transfers what is on a computer screen onto the board, and it can be controlled using a digital pen. So when you were lower down in the school, you might remember that the teacher could use a digital pen to write on this board. You wouldn't want to use a normal pen because that would stain the board, but you could use a digital pen to write on the board, and then you could rub out that writing. A data projector. This is a machine used to project what is on the computer screen to a whiteboard. So I know in Mr. Savage's classroom there is a projector. I don't think we have one in ours, but a projector is another way to get something off your computer and to project it onto a bigger screen. There's a projector if you go to the cinema to project the film onto the screen. You might notice sometimes if someone stood up at the back of the cinema and walked in front of the projector, you might be able to see their shadow, which would be blocking the projection onto the big screen. So you might see that there is a projector and that is being got in the way of, and that's why. It's because it is a projector. It's sending the image to it, but you can get in the way of that image. Wireless internet connector. So they generally do look a bit like this. They can look a little bit different, and they normally have the Wi-Fi password stuck on the top. This sends out signals to connect computers to the network without using a wire or network point. So if you connect on a phone, so your parents might connect on phones, or your brothers or sisters, cousins, family members might connect their phones to the Wi-Fi, or as I said, your tablet or your laptops might connect to the Wi-Fi via one of these wireless internet connectors. And our last thing that we're going to have a look at is a central processing unit, a CPU. This is the processor and main part of the computer. All parts of the computer connect to this in order to communicate and work. So as you can see, it looks a lot like this, which is something you wouldn't see unless you're taking your computer apart. But it is obviously a very important part of the computer. Just because we don't see it doesn't mean it isn't important, because it does help all of the different parts of the computer connect and work together. So those are all of the things we need to look at for our computing parts, what they are called and what they do. I will put this video on your assignment and on your home learning page if you want to go back and look at it again. And as I said, there is a worksheet to do for this lesson, and have a look at it, see if you can challenge yourself to do harder than the 1 star. There is 2 star and 3 star as well. Good luck with it. I hope you remember all of these different parts. I know some of them are a little bit tricky if you haven't seen them before, or if you don't have your own freestanding computer in your house. I know they're quite an old-fashioned thing to have. Some people just prefer to have laptops or tablets now, so you might well only have those, but it's still important that we know the other things exist, because you might have to use them later on in your education or later on when you have a job. So I hope you enjoy this lesson, and make sure you listen to our stories before you finish off for the day.